Welcome everyone, I am Tim and this is the controller. Thanks for clicking on Fallout 4. You only live once. We did it. We are outside Nuka World Transit Center for what could very easily be the last time. That's right, Nuka World is complete, and we did pick up some good perks then in the last part, with perk number 1, taking a quick little look over here. You got the Ace Operator. So, stealth increased while in shadows and deal more damage with silenced weapons. I knew that was good, but I didn't actually realize how good that is. So that is in fact 10% visibility boost while in shadows, so that's pretty good. But it is also a 25% damage boost with silenced weapons. And if you didn't actually know, the weapons we are rocking with right now, we got our freezing sniper, and yes, that does in fact have a suppressor on it. You take a look at the instigating. Yes, look at that. That also has a suppressor on it. So everything we are doing is rocking the silenced weapons. So the Ace Operator perk is very, very good. And then also, Pack Alpha damage resistance greatly increased. That is quite accurate as well. So that is also a 25% less damage taken. So that is very, very good. And dealing more unarmed or with melee is also a 25% boost, which is not bad, to be honest. But honestly, the damage resistance, while not overly spectacular, 25% less damage, that is also good. Very good. So much better than if we were to take the Disciple perk instead, which is just a boost to melee weapons, I do believe. So not overall that impressive. But also in the last part, we did actually pick up some good legendary weapons. As you may have noticed as we went by this beautiful Hitman's Gauss rifle. So plus 10% damage while aiming is going to be handy for a new sniper weapon. We also do need to take a little bit of a look at this suppressed powerful Disciples automatic rifle. I think we can do a little bit of modding with this, and that might also be pretty good. So we'll have to play around with that back at Hangman's Alley, but I think we might have a very realistic new loadout coming to the run versus rocking with this standard 308. And of course we do have the instigating, which is very powerful, and the freezing 50 cal sniper rifle. So that is something we will absolutely have to take a look at once we make it back to Hangman's Alley. And as in the last part too, we will just kind of, or 2 parts ago I guess already, when we were back in the Commonwealth setting up raider bases, we will just loop around, hit back up Chaos Junction, and then just roll right on into Hangman's Alley. Alright, we are hiding behind a rock. I decided to take a little bit more direct route back to Hangman's Alley, and that may have been the wrong choice. As you can see there, we got this beautiful sentry bot right there, but I guess that worked out. A little instigating in the back there takes him out, and that does appear to be the only one. So that is good. But yeah, I just went to go let's just go more directly to the east. There is ArcJet right on over there. I was thinking I'll just boogie it right to the east, be pretty much dead on, but I definitely did not expect a sentry bot right here. But I guess all is well that ends well. Radiation is gone. I would love to take the fusion cores, but I don't think I have really anything I can drop. As you can see, we are already rocking grilled rad steak and gazelle steak for that boost and fortify carry weight. However, I did happen to realize we are carrying this fortifying leather chest piece along. That gives us that +1 strength and endurance, and I was just planning on selling that, but we can slap that on. That gets us a little bit more carry capacity, so we can go ahead and take all of that good stuff to I say that. Not quite all of that good stuff. Let's just go ahead and... yeah, we don't need that mod. Throw that back, and we are good to go. And we can just keep carrying on. And we got even more stuff to sell. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright. I should not have gone this pathway. Let's avoid that car. I kind of forgot that there was a random spawn point right in the front of ArcJet here. I do believe I just saw a couple of raiders that are in fact coming this way. Oh, they're disciples. Even worse. So they are all regular. Verify got fragmentation grenades set, and let's rain down a little bit. Ooh, that did not hit. Let's throw a couple. Oh, maybe it did hit. All right, very well. A couple well-placed grenades, and that takes all three of them out. Definitely did not think that was a good hit location. We actually get one of them back. Man, again, I'd love to pick up like that bayoneted 44 pistol, because that would do some good selling. But I guess we won't be worrying about that right now. A couple more bodies to potentially loot. Stimpak, yeah, carrying too much. All right, so there is a lot I want to carry. We actually aren't that far away, so I think I have just a regular buff out. Yeah, I got loads of regular buff out. We'll just take one of those. That'll actually free up a little bit more weight too, as we need to hydrate. So we could actually start picking up a couple of those 44s. 2, and all right, where is friend number 3? That second grenade toss probably threw them all crazy like. We're not out of the woods yet. All right, we got a legendary Mirelurk. All right, that's going to be very, very hard for you to come up and get me. 60% chance at the torso. Let's go ahead. Take him down. Okay. In caution. Not danger, though. That is a legendary that we can potentially loot, and maybe we will get lucky having another good one. Don't like that I'm in caution and I can't get eyes on what's putting me in caution. Probably another one pop up as soon as I loot the body. Ha! Irradiated knuckles. Not even that well worth it to sell. Well, I guess we'll pick them up for now. We do have that carry capacity. Mirelurk meat. And yeah, let's... Ooh, hello. There you are. Miss Soft Shell Mirelurk. Take you down nice and easy. There, that makes me feel better that there's not another one that is going to randomly come get me. Take your meat as well. Beautiful. Okay, so a lot more enemies than I was initially anticipating. And of course, there is going to be a third disciple dotted around somewhere. But they had taken out these ghouls. So, good on them. We can loot them up. Nothing too crazy. No legendaries, unfortunately. Unless I see a disciple corpse that was thrown up this way. Hear gunfire again. Does that mean that there's going to be something in this kind of other random spawn potential? Quite a bit of firing going on. Sometimes there can be another random spawn that kind of goes under this bridge and walks up that way. I think we've seen synths there in the past. Oh yeah. See the gunfire? Super mutant, mostly injured. Fighting a settler. Oh, we absolutely will help out. Take that super mutant down and take a couple pot shots at them. Hope for the best. Okay, one goes down. Missed both on that first one. 4-leaf clover hits. Okay, he's looking my way. 73% should land. Basic super mutants, no problem. down they go. And full up on crits, and... Okay. Settler, are you happy? Oh, stop running. Are you happy I helped out? Oh, Ron Staples. Okay. Yeah, just go back to just, you know, straddling that corpse. To each their own, I suppose. We are going to be very quickly running out of carry capacity if we just keep finding all these random encounters. Third super mutant, I will not worry about. Shouldn't be anything too crazy in him, just basic ammunition. And now I think I should be pretty safe to just loop across on that little railway bridge over to Oberlin Station and then Chaos Junction. What are we gonna have here today? Ooh, super mutant suicider, sounds like. Thought I heard the beep. And kaboom went the super mutant. And that, no more gunfire, so that means he took out everybody that was an enemy. Do have a couple left that you are pretty close. Yep. Take you out. Take a few 38% shots in the back. Might land, might not. Perfect. Very good chance that that is all for Chaos Junction. We do know that we will have some nuclear material. And I did pick up, of course, you know, one more sickness because my buff out ran out on the way. So I had to pop another buff out and I got sick some more. So that's beautiful to have. And you took out the Brotherhood. Shame on you. And was it just one aspirant? Again, I feel as though Chaos Junction isn't spawning in all the normal chaos that should be here. We'll take the broken femur since we are close. Shovel? No, don't need to dig a grave right now. Okay. Well, that should wrap up Chaos Junction. Nothing too fancy. It's kind of odd coming back to the Commonwealth after dealing with Nuke World. All the enemies seem a little squishier. I mean, we aren't in the highest level areas, but everything seems a little squishier. They go down a little bit quicker, a little easier than when, you know, you're walking around dealing with the 5 super mutant enforcers when we did our little bit of a legendary run going around. So there is that. So nothing too crazy, but this looks pretty good coming in, seeing all this defense here. Have to go in through this door that I can't even figure out how to do, so should be pretty safe. So we'll just go ahead and drop off all of our junk. That should free up a little bit of space, and a little bit is right, just a little bit. So before we run out of buff out again, I guess we gotta do a little bit of storing of stuff we no longer need up in our nice handy dandy little bedroom. We got a little bit more spring in our step now that we have cleared out a little bit of inventory space, but we can just go ahead and cook up just all the meat that we've been picking up along the way. And yeah, we've got lots of Deathclaw steak we can eat, and we will definitely be utilizing that quite a bit from here on out, I think. Between the Deathclaw steak and the Gator Claw steak, getting that +1 agility for 1 hour is going to be very huge for our just general sneakiness, as well as keeping our AP bar as good as possible. Just cook up the iguana on a stick, also very lightweight, good to eat just when we get hungry. And a little bit more roasted mirelurk. Don't need the squirrel on a stick, and because we can actually make one more squirrel stew, get that +2 XP gain for 2 hours. We might be utilizing that in a little while longer. So that should look pretty good there. But oh man, that The armor does not look very good on Russell there, but hey, you know, no problem. Buff out wore off. We are not over encumbered, which is very, very good. But there are a couple things we want to take a look at now. Number one, this Hitman's Gauss rifle. Let's go ahead and see what all we need. We will need gun nut rank 3 to boost that. And I was actually thinking with our Disciples gun that we picked up, might actually be worthwhile to pour a couple more ranks into gun nut. So we are floating a few level ups right now, and this was part of my thought process, at least, for not spending the perks right away, as nothing seemed super important at the moment, and I didn't want to just rush down something like even just boosting luck all the way, which even though that would be helpful to boost the luck up further, or, you know, keep boosting endurance up, just get more general hit points, I wanted to save a few perk points just in case something came up, and that something is in fact gun nut rank 3 and gun nut rank 4. So we'll just go ahead, max that gun nut out, then we don't have to worry about finding any of these weapons in the wild. And I think that should help us out quite a bit for doing our just generic upgrading for our weapons. So there we go. We can really get this thing cranking from the standard barrel up to the shielded. Now we are doing 40, 45, maybe even 50% more damage with adrenaline, but getting that improved range and damage, we absolutely will be switching that over to shielded. And our screws are actually a little on the shorter side than I was anticipating, but that's all right. So we could switch this over to a recoil compensating stock. Does increase the weight a little bit, but that is a pretty good boost in accuracy, although that does basically knock out all of our screws. So I think we're gonna have to go to Diamond City to just see what they have dotted around, because we will eventually, of course, want this, it's gonna say, to go up in capacitors, but we do not have science and we do not have the intelligence to boost that. So I guess we won't be worrying about that right now, although you start looking, get that boosting coil all the way, 755 damage compared to 539. That is considerable. So we can still put on a short scope for, at least for now. Looks like everything else includes science. So short scope should work out all right for sniper rifling. So that eats up the rest of our screws. And yeah, the suppressor, we would want science rank 2. So thank you in the comments once again for saying might need to check with Ronnie Shaw at the castle. So this gun, while very, very strong, and ooh, that suppressor with that Ace Operator's perk, that really boosts that up a lot more too. We might actually need to be making a special run down to the castle just to see if she has one in stock. But right now, this gun doing a considerable amount of damage. And with that, we do, one of the other weapons we did pick up was this Relentless 44 pistol, refilling action points on critical hit. It is Kellogg's pistol. I'm not going to sell this one, but I don't think I'm gonna even try to boost it on up, which I could put it up to advanced receiver with it once I get a few more screws. But honestly, the action points isn't my biggest concern right now. When those are getting low, I can artificially boost them with some Nuka-Cola, and with having one rank of Action Boy, they do regenerate pretty good. But this might be a weapon that I might consider carrying a little bit later on, as it doesn't weigh a whole lot. Maybe I could throw it in the rotation just in the off shot that I run into a pinch and I need a little bit more AP. Maybe I'm sprinting away from a rad scorpion, you know, if that's in the glowing sea. So I think just right there, I talked myself into carrying this along with me. And I might just leave it right how it is, because a critical hit doesn't matter percentage. And right now it is as light as possible, 4.2. Just carry a few rounds with that, and yeah, use a critical, get my AP back, and sprint away more from a rad scorpion. Yep, it's decided. The Relentless 44 pistol is going in the rotation. But finally, we do have this suppressed Disciples rifle. And again, we are going to need some screws. So I'm just going to quick run over to Diamond City and grab those now. And after talking to Percy, Myrna, and Arturo, we do have a good amount of screws now once again. So there we go. Look at all this stuff that we can do. We can go on up to Hardened, get 187. But I do believe... Yes, indeed. We can run this gun with Rifleman rank 5 that we already have, and also taking Gun Nut rank 4, we can put this up to an Advanced Receiver. 318 damage to be exact. And yes, if you are thinking, isn't that more than the suppressed 308? Yes, it is, by 51. So that is very, very good. Just with doing that, and we can make the Disciples rifle a little bit better yet. So we do have the short covered sniper barrel, which is actually pretty good. We could switch it over to a long covered one as well, get that added range, which I think we are definitely going to want to do this, because I think we are going to want to switch this out with our 308, since that one isn't legendary at all. Doing a little bit more damage and still having a strong fire rate, I think is going to be good. Now, I could be mistaken, but I don't think this is super taxing on the old AP. But if it is, you know, maybe we will still want to keep the 308. But we are going to... Honestly, I think we do want this over to a marksman stock, because these pistol grips... I don't know why it doesn't actually change the damage output, but just in case there's some bug that it doesn't actually show properly, we will want the marksman stock just to guarantee that it is a rifle, although it does still say rifle, so I think it's just the grip. I'm just talking through this right now. That doesn't actually change anything. So yeah, let's just keep the improved pistol grip. That'll be fine. Quick eject drum mag, fantastic. Reflex sight, fantastic. Suppressor, fantastic. However, I don't want it to be Disciple colors. We could put it to standard, which is pretty cool. But we are going to be actually rocking the suppressor, and operators really help us out there. We are friends with the operators, so we are going to go ahead and put the operator color paint on it. Could make it painted as well for a pack, but nope, we're going to have it be an operator's rifle. So now we'll just do a quick little look here, and our basic suppressed 308 is very, very good indeed. Sorry, Sheffield, I'm just going to use you as a little practice right now. We have a lot of red in our AP, but we can, you know, get a bunch of shots off with this weapon. So we do want to take a little look, see what in fact we can do with our now suppressed operator's rifle. Take a little look at Sheffield. That's quite a few, even though it's not actually popping up. Maybe because Codsworth is talking. There we go. Now we can see our AP. So that does 7 shots. That doesn't actually take a whole lot out of the AP. Yes, we don't get quite as many shots off in VATS, but honestly, this weapon I think actually fires pretty quick too, and dealing more damage while still getting off a considerable amount of shots, because there we go. Once again, yeah, that is 7 comparatively to, even like our primary sniper that also is decent in VATS only gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots. So we are going to be getting a considerable amount more. And when you compare the two between the 308 and the operators, obviously the operators weighs a lot more, but the fire rate not quite as good, but the range is better. The accuracy is also a little bit better, but that 318 comparatively to 267, that is a huge, huge difference. So 318, our instigating is 285, but of course that gets doubled out when we hit a target that is full health. And our new potential toy is the shielded Gauss rifle at 513. Still not technically as strong as our instigating, but that is only because it does not have a suppressor. So the initial thought of running with this, I don't think we are going to put the Gauss rifle in rotation quite yet, but we are going to have our Relentless 44 pistol. We'll go ahead, we will get that favored, and we can, you know, tack it on over one more from the recon. So those are going to be a couple just not that useful weapons, but they are light and they don't take up a ton of carry capacity, and they would play a role in the right situation. And it's always better to be over prepared than under prepared. So I'm just going to go ahead. We'll do a little bit more inventory management, get everything all squared away. We are going to have to eat and sleep just so we are ready to go. But I think it is time to carry on with the main quest line, and that means heading to the glowing sea. All right, and now it is time to sleep. We picked up lethargy, which is not the worst thing in the world, but that 50% drop off in AP refresh, not ideal. Feel well rested as the other sicknesses actually did wear off, which I believe was parasites and also insomnia, where at least where we required a little bit more sleep as well. So now let's just go ahead and we're going to give our operators gun a little bit of a run right now. Everything should be sitting pretty good. Just gotta make our way past Chaos Junction once again, and then just start making our way south. Now, one would think that something would respawn because it's been close to one full in-game day by the time I had to wait in Diamond City to hit Percy and Myrna both. But it actually looks like, yeah, it never regenerated. That's quite all right. So that means we can just keep pressing onward. We'll go past kind of Vault 88. Might be able to pick off a few bugs that are left around down here. Nothing too crazy, at least at this point. A little bit of shuffle in the old brackets, but who knows? Maybe Cricket just happens to be up here, chilling, waiting around. Does not appear to be. That's quite all right. Now, I do know that there is a bear somewhere nearby, which I wouldn't mind giving this gun a good old run at a bear, as long as it's not too crazy, at least. But looks like we should be okay in that regard as well. Nice brain fungus. We'll pick up brain fungus. Why not? So, all right. Well, let's get things all fully planned out. So we are by the vault, and we are going to be kind of going by this Westing estate, but we're going to want to keep pressing onward south towards the glowing sea. And to do that, we are probably going to want to go to kind of this overpass over here, which is going to be the Egret Tours Marina. So we'll set a custom marker there. And honestly, the road that we're kind of at, I almost want to just follow that along the way. There's going to be couple little things to take a look at. We've already visited Westing Estate, so the road that we are essentially on, and this is a railroad track right here, but if we kind of make our way back a little bit, maybe we can just kind of follow that road on down. Should be relatively, not necessarily safe, but ooh, that was a nice shot. I like this gun already. It was effective for Raider number 1. Raiders number 2 and 3. Guess we're gonna need a little bit better gun for sniping. For you sitting on that bench. Down you go, but now, yes, you are aware. And you are no longer aware because you are dead. Very well. Ooh. Actually a little closer to just falling down than I necessarily want. That's quite all right. Okay, so we don't want the train tracks. Or do we? I guess that is kind of what I was seeing. I guess I'm used to maybe more this road coming down from Hardware Town. So, yeah. We'll follow the railroad tracks. That'll be perfectly fine until we hit a road. Then we will hang a right. What could possibly go wrong on railroad tracks other than, you know, ghouls, mole rats, anything and everything? I do know the nice thing about this operator rifle, 75 rounds with a quick eject large magazine, or drum magazine to be exact. Yeah, that's going to be nice. I basically will not have to worry about reloading. Kind of play it easy, play it close to the vest. Just pay attention to the hidden brackets. Those aren't moving. We are golden. And they move a little, but it's not super pressing at least. But anytime you go past these train cars, that is usually a good potential for ghouls. Oh, detected. Who detected me? Haha. Like I said, barrel ghouls. Red barrel's down there, but is it just you? Down you go. Don't need to go down there. There might actually be one more in that culvert. Feel as though that's a decent chance for one. Let's go. Let's say hello, just in case there is one. Yeah, 113. That's a pretty decent chunk of XP, but I don't think that's legendary worthy at least. Although, I really do want to go down to check just on the off chance that it is a legendary. Okay, let's loop around. Ooh, hello, Mr. Glowing Radstag. Yeah, we're just gonna keep taking anything out on the way, get that adrenaline boosted, and oh! Was there another one right there? Why, yes, there was. Down you go. Fantastic. Let's see how fast this gun reloads. Ah, not too shabby. That's better than that instigating weapon, at least. Okay. That doesn't look like it's glowing at all, I don't think. Although now I'm just curious. Oh, go on. We have a hazmat suit. Throw that on. Take just a few rads just to verify. Yeah, withered. Okay. No big deal. We didn't take very many rads. Up to 117. Nothing too crazy. Throw our armor back on. And, alright. So this is the road that Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello, hello. I was not in... How much is the second shot gonna do? Decent, decent. Okay, pretty good fast shooting. Legendary rotting. I was not in crouch mode. That gave me quite the startle, as I was just talking about, oh, hey, here's the road. Is this the road I need to go down? Thank you to the music. I mean, that probably startled me more than anything, but that actually saved probably a very, very hard hit on the run. And what do we got? Ooh, okay. VATS enhanced right arm. And that is some heavy duty synth armor. We absolutely will be taking that. 19 and 22 doesn't have any of the perks on it right now. But right now, my right arm, I figured was probably going to be the cunning. And that is shadowed combat armor. Anything else on it? It is ultra light, so it gives me a little bit more AP boost. Only weighs 0.8 compared to 10. Whoa. That is something to consider. That is the second VATS enhanced piece that we have gotten for that 10% reduction. I think the other one is actually maybe the left leg, unless it's possible it is the right arm as well. There we have a couple duplicates of that. But earlier on, I had figured cunning was the better option, just to get that added agility and perception over the 10% reduction. And right now, like this weapon that we have, doesn't do too bad eating up the VATS or eating up the AP. So I think we will just not worry about it at the moment. But that definitely threw me off. But oh well. And yeah, this is the road we were wanting. So that means we are going to be coming right on down. There's the Egret Tours Marina. There's a super mutant encampment that we don't really need to mess with. And that is going to be our bridge heading on over. And Gunner's Plaza. Through the trees you can see those little radio beacon things. We probably will want to hit that up at some point down the line to get that bobblehead from there. And I kind of think up there is also super mutants. But again, we don't really have to worry about that. We'll just, yeah, get this tagged. We're not going to worry about talking to the lady there. Nothing to worry about there. We don't need it as a legit settlement right now. Just keep pressing on because we want to get into the glowing sea. And super mutants. Okay. That's not terrible. Let's go ahead. Maybe about like that. How's that look? That looked pretty good. Took one out at least. Oh, and we have an overlord. Ooh, and we got one more. Yet, just a skirmisher, 45%. And this is probably not necessarily the right gun to be using, but it did the job, and yeah, I like it. I like this weapon. It is doing good work so far. Which, did I compare it? Now, I'm already forgetful. I am a very forgetful person. But our suppressed operators is 245. And so as far as ballistic damage, it is a little bit stronger than our freezing sniper rifle. But when you attack on the energy, you know, technical cryo damage, the freezing is better. And the double damage, 220. So it does base do more damage than the instigating, but the instigating, of course, the double damage. Alright. Nothing too crazy. Just loot them up a little bit. Ah, nice little raider. And maybe we should actually, you know, set the quest for Virgil. I kind of feel a little foolish here. You were probably yelling at the screen the whole time saying, "Hey, Tim, I know it's been a long time, but you never talked to Dr. Amari after you confronted Kellogg." Way, way back. I don't even know what part that was. Probably close to 20 parts ago now at this point. But I definitely thought I had actually talked to her and gone through that sequence. So it sure is a good thing that I at least clicked that on versus going all the way and starting to walk into the glowing sea before realizing that. So now we get the sheer privilege of having to walk all the way back, of which we just came, and make our way on over to Good Neighbor. Yay. But better to see that at least before jumping, because this is, again, a one-way bridge, and I probably would have gotten sick. So today might not be the glowing sea after all, as I was definitely thinking I would make it through the glowing sea and back, but I guess we have a little bit more of the main storyline to go. So we will just kind of retrace the steps of which we came, follow the road right on back up to the railroad tracks, and we'll just follow the railroad tracks on back, basically past Chaos Junction, past all of that, and make our way up the little river line back to Good Neighbor. So there's a good chance that there will be a cut in there, but if everything goes super smooth, we will be at Good Neighbor next. Okay, hear me out here. It's been literally like 10 seconds tops since I said I wouldn't be coming back, but we have a legendary sentry bot here, and it is Mark II. So the headshot doesn't do a ton on it, but if that is a high-level sentry bot, that means there's a decent chance that it has a good legendary effect and a good legendary weapon with it, correct? So in the back of my mind, I was actually remembering that there's a sentry bot around here, and I don't want to exit off of my VAT screen for fear that it will instantly come out, and then I will be panicked. But I would love to take this down while it is in its cubby. But I don't know what level it takes to hack that terminal. And if that terminal is like expert or master locked, that means I won't be able to get the legendary effect in whatever it is. And then that would probably end up being like an instigating Gauss rifle, which would be basically the only weapon I would ever use from here on out in the game. So either I just keep walking and see if it triggers and then have to fight it head on, which could be very, very difficult, or I just ignore it completely, which I don't want to do. And honestly, I want to try to take it down while it is in its little cage there. But again, I don't know if I'll be able to do that right away. But I'm full up on crits, so maybe I crit it once. If it explodes and goes, maybe some shrapnel will blast out. Maybe there'll be something poking through the wall. Regardless, I want to know what that legendary is in it. But this is not the gun I want to use, as I still have the operator's rifle. I want to switch over to freezing just in case. Actually, start with instigating to maybe get a one-shot kill. And then after that, yeah, what level is it? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so that actually looks like that's a decent chance of killing it in one shot. Yes. Double explosion. Maybe I overthought this. Now I need to wait for it to calm down and either hope that I can hack it. You got, okay, friendly utility protectrons. Yeah, railroad sign for danger. Yeah, it's because it's a hostile sentry bot that's high level. Yep, okay, so it... Oh, thank goodness. I triggered the alarm and it opened the door automatically. Oh, that is great news. That is great news. I kind of don't want to go in it right now, but the radiation should have dissipated. We'll kind of go the slow way and... yeah, expert lock terminal. I would not have been able to unlock it, but... Alright, everybody. Cross your fingers. Maybe coming down here was the right decision after all. Oh. Well, we'll take some ammunition, aluminum, targeting core, fusion core. Don't need 12 missiles. Punishing synth right leg. That's not even a high level armor piece. Reflecting 10% of melee damage back on the attacker. Yeah. I think I may have just, you know, thought too highly of it. Perhaps. Just maybe, perhaps. Hey, but you know, duct tape. Adhesive is always good. And not the worst safe in the world either, I suppose. That's a little bit disappointing. I did that whole spiel and really had nothing to worry about. But alas, onward. There's the glowing radstag. Now we are back to where, you know, we got scared from that gangrenous legendary ghoul. Well, this could be interesting. We got a couple pack survivalists here, and they are walking dead into Diamond City. I figured I'd actually take a slightly different route just by the off chance that Cricket is back by Diamond City. Maybe the Gauss rifle would be available to me with a little bit better mods on it, but I knew there was a random spawn point, and it happens to be Pack, but they are walking straight towards Diamond City, which means they are going to turn hostile very, very soon, and they might actually take out a lot of the guards. So I'm actually torn here on what to do. I think I can take them out free and clear without the rest of the pack going hostile, but okay. Never mind, I am wrong. The guards don't care that they're raiders walking through because they're my raiders. Alright. That I was not expecting. I figured all Nuka World raiders were treated the same by other NPCs as a typical raider. But hey, that is fantastic and good to know. Not to mention Cricket. Cricket is, in fact, here. Well, Cricket wasn't much help other than lightening the load. But while I was in the inventory, I did actually remember, I think I mentioned in the last part of where we picked up an overdue book, and we had not actually grabbed that surgical journal from the library. We are pretty close to the library right now, and I did in fact grab the rest of the overdue books that I had chilling at Hangman's Alley. So we should be able to pop our head, kind of poke our head back in there and see what they have and buy it. Although, as those have regenerated, that also means that it has been a while since we have gone into the library. There is a chance that the super mutants are back, and of course, I'm hearing gunshots and gunfire. Sounds fairly close by. Ooh, military grade duct tape. The best of all duct tapes. But, you know, maybe we'll luck out and super mutants will not be in here yet. Looks like there was a body that moved. Things are cleaned up a little bit, maybe. Still got the protectrons. We fully cleared this place last time, so I think we are okay, although we are going to be right in the light to do this book return. So let's just try to do it as quick as possible. Yes, let's return the overdue books. Yes, return them all. And we had 12, so we have 60 book return tokens. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and spend those. And we can get, you know, gumdrops. Yum. Undamaged camera. Yay. But here we go. Massachusetts Surgical Journal cost 50 tokens. One remaining. There we go. Permanently inflict plus 2% limb damage. That is not nothing. And that was free and clear because we had all those overdue books. So I feel pretty good about that. And we can just keep the rest of the tokens. And perfect. We can get out of here unscathed. And from here, we'll just kind of go back the route we've gone a long time in the past. Heading down to the commons. Just take a little look here. I think at this point, hear radio. There could easily be raiders dotted around. Have I actually been in Trinity Plaza? Since we are right here, I want to check it out. Very possible that I've already been in here. If so, we can just head back out here. No, we have not been in here as... Let's go ahead. Try to tag some of these guys. Oh, come on. I was gonna say, I can see them. I'm getting less and less impressed with this tagging weapon. Alright, so we're gonna have Butcher with a minigun, regular super mutant. They're gonna have to work their way across here. There's gonna be a mutant hound too. Fatigue. Yep. Butcher. Okay, mutant hound over there. 94% shot at the butcher. I don't necessarily believe it, but we are going to try. We'll do 2 shots at each. I guess I can't see the other. Go ahead. Yep, crit the butcher. Crit the other. In caution. They won't be able to find me back here, at least not overly quick. And of course, the one I had tagged. Okay, bathroom. Just make sure nothing behind me. The one I had tagged, I knocked out. But yeah, there's a hole in the floor. It's going to be very difficult for them to path their way over to me. The mutant hound might be able to, but I should be able to take him out nice and easy, just a basic. And it looks like he's not going to be able to find me, as the caution is most of the way gone already.
You're here. Stop hiding.
Though I do hear some footsteps.
No blood to spill today.
Yeah, another bathroom. Okay, open this door. Might instantly go into caution. Skirmisher. Still don't see the mutant hound. There it is. Dropped in. Have a little grenade over there, Mr. Hound. And perfect. That should be all of them. Perfect. So this will give us an opportunity to collect one more magazine. I was unsure if I had been in here before or not, but apparently I was not. Pretty easy, straightforward room. Just gotta snipe a little bit from afar, and some buff out. Combat armor, probably be able to sell that, as well as the rifle. And okay, cool. We actually were able to farm a little bit of 5mm ammo as well. But what I'm here for, astoundingly awesome tails, do 5% damage against super mutants. That's not nothing, as super mutants are tanky, so it doesn't hurt to have picked that up. So who picked up the... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Another 500mm rounds. Beautiful, with the shredding minigun. All decent stuff to sell. Oh, and you have a random mole rat here. Alright. We'll take that mole rat meat. Can cook that up a little bit later. And not much else in here other than some just generic loot. So, main thing we wanted was the astoundingly awesome tails. We'll take the red scorpion stinger though for now. So we should be able to just head right back out and carry onward. Ooh. Generic loot of a desk fan though. We need screws. And of course it is raining when we come out, because why wouldn't it be? We'll probably pick up a sickness soon, because that seems to be a pretty common thing, at least with this playthrough. Constantly picking up a disease. No. They're going to be raiders down either way. Perhaps. Looks like if they are at least asleep at this point. I know we've been into Hubris Comics before to grab that Unstoppables magazine. And hey, look at that. So we got vertebrate assistance up above, and you should feel relatively safe walking around downtown, because the chance of them crashing into you is low because of all the buildings, but not impossible. So that is something you do have to kind of pay attention to. And yes, I was wondering if I had taken out Swan yet. I have not. So it actually looks like that'll take him down without needing to do anything else. Can we get a little bit better shot then? Yeah, we got you over there, Mr. Super Mutant. I know that. Want a little bit better shot at Swan. %40 doesn't seem like that will hit. But it did. Up he goes, down he goes. Nice and easy. Swan is taken care of. Now it is going to be heavily irradiated. Discover Swan's Pond. Very nice. So let's go ahead, throw on our hazmat suit, because we will want to loot Swan's body. There we go. So it's basic ammunition. Deathclaw hand don't need, but Furious Power Fist, guaranteed legendary, kind of fun. We'll throw that in our chest back at base. Just nice to have a little memento of Swan. But the Swan boat fragments, absolutely we want. 5 fiberglass for 0 weight. Yes, please to that. And yeah, we'll take a little bloodleaf too on our way out. We didn't actually pick up any rads, so just slap our armor back on. Now at this point, I'm actually getting a little nervous for the vertibird because I feel as though it should be crashing soon. Okay, I won't mind actually building up another crit either. So if that super mutant, 59%, that's pretty good. Down he goes. Caution, probably just a mutant hound. Yep, basic mutant hound there. And there, up to 3 criticals. I feel good about having 3 criticals. Oh, hello. One more super mutant decided to come out and join the party. Down you go. That could have actually been a little bad. But we are good. Just fighting fist at the top of Trinity Tower, I guess. Good luck to ya. Maybe you'll do it. Oh, nope, that's not gonna do it. Oh, crap. Definitely thought that was coming a little bit closer than what it was. Alright, I was thinking about taking out those raiders. Not gonna do that anymore. We're just gonna switch back to our lovely new raider weapon that we got, because I feel good about that. And we're gonna take this other route to Good Neighbor. So we're gonna have some ghouls in there. Just throw a grenade in there. Wake them up, get them coming out, maybe kill one. Killed a basic. Oh, I got a roamer on the train, okay, or on the bus. Seriously, nobody else wants to come out and say hi? Oh, the roamer is. I missed. Yeah, alert your friends. I want another full critical. In caution. There you are, Mr. Basic Feral Ghoul. Super close to the next level up, too. And might not be fully out of the woods yet. There we go. Can't get much closer than that for the level up. Now definitely can't get any closer for the level up. No, there is a little dead raider back here. Or I guess dead gunner. More patrolman sunglasses. A viable blood sample. Good for the Brotherhood. Very nice. Just the one on here, right? He already came off. Thing looks good. Sea Captain's hat, decent to sell. Alright, now next up we got, well, gunshots, but we have super mutants in this little building here. This is very congested by Good Neighbor. My frame rate does not seem to be overly happy with me right now either. So there's that. Did I take this super mutant out already? It is possible. Definitely not all of them, as the brackets are still shuffling pretty good. I probably did, I guess, because I think I came in through mass fusion before, and although it looks like I don't have it checked off the compass. Oh well. We are here. We're at Good Neighbor. This is where we need to be. Make sure... Yeah, nothing else exciting on these dead bodies. Fatigue setting in. No big deal. Back to Good Neighbor. Hope everybody's fine with me in here. Yep. Cleo's happy. That's the main one. Watching right off the bat. Alright, so now that we're in Good Neighbor, there's a decent amount we can do, but of course we gotta talk to Dr. Amari. But before we do that, I am going to talk to Cleo because she is a star.
Don't worry. I only test the weapons on customers I don't like. Feel free to browse.
Yeah, she kind of interrupted, you know, star, get it on her chest, USA, star. Yeah, I might be good for a terrible dad joke once an episode. Who knows? We shall see. Okay, so she didn't have what I was looking for either, but was able to sell off some junk per normal. But yeah, now we can just loop around and we gotta make it to the memory den.
Brotherhood of Steel better stay out of Good Neighbor. All I'm saying.
Yeah, preach it. And here we go, the memory den. Man, I really feel like I've been walking around in circles this part. Guess we don't need our weapons. Put that away. And before we get fully into this, with running in circles like we have been. Ooh, beautiful barn picture. Look at those cows. Oh, that is lovely. I love old barns. But I digress. All right, so I feel like I've been running around in circles and, as per normal, getting very, very distracted at everything along the way, but did not actually get done what I wanted to. So time kind of got away from me, and I think this is going to be enough to call it apart here. Next time we will jump in, take care of the memory den, get to know that we need to go to the glowing sea, and hey, look at that, we already have our route cleared at least part of the way down there. So in the next episode, we for sure will be continuing on with the main storyline and pressing into the glowing sea, talking to Virgil and coming back. So at least we got a little bit of a run with our new operator's rifle, and it seems to work pretty good, so I am quite pleased with that. But I hope you join with me for next time. As always, thanks for watching and thanks for joining. And until next time, powering off.